Okay, good. So the recording has started, right? So when I said replicate me, I remember I taught us about the work of this format box. You can just click this, then click this box. That was all I expected us to do. And I taught us this dragging so that I can actually drag it up and down. So that's all. So this one is give it a befitting border. So last week I taught us about border, and I like this row like this. Then come here and do just this is enough, right? And this is what we have. I want to do it to be more meaningful or something. You can come here and click this take outside borders. Then we have something like this. And I told us can actually use this take outside border. We are doing maybe something like total. You want to do total. Just assume like this place now we have our total here, right? So you can actually use something like this, right? So that's just about the question two. So you might have used another style to solve our own. It's still same. Some of you might have used let's maybe drawing, because sometimes I say that's not the way I did my own. You might have used something like this drawing to do your own. Maybe you draw like this from here. You draw like this to this place. It's still the same thing, right? So that's it in Excel. We have many ways of solving. So this one say add naira to add naira or your country currency, because I have people joining from UK, from Rwanda, Ghana, Uganda, Pakistan. I think I have like 7 countries like that. So that's why I don't want to be biased. That's why I just have. Then match the total cell. So let's do the one that is very easier. Match the total cell here, because we cannot match here because this is where we want to put our total. So match. Hope I'm not too fast though, because I want to obey. I'm an obedient child. Am I too fast?
Yeah,
Okay. All
fire
right.
good.
Good. All right. Thank you. So you can click here. This is the match I was expecting us to do. Then if you know the sum, you can actually put the sum there. But I'm not doing the sum because we've not started function, so I don't want to rush us. So this one is add naira to the money. So which means is this money. You cannot add naira here. So that's why I naturally say maybe money. I just say add naira to the country currency. So here you can actually highlight here, come to this place, right? Come to more accounting format. So since you are dealing with currency, you can come to currency here, click this drop down here, then scroll up. You can bring this arrow, or you click this drop down. Sorry, you start clicking this drop down gradually. Then so you can see anything like Hausa, Edo, you can see anything like this, Ibibio, Hausa, Yoruba, anyone you click, just click it and click OK. So we're having .00 at the back. I told us we can actually use here to remove the 00. Oh, it's actually showing at the front itself. So let's change it back. So let's come here. So you can actually change it back here. It might not be like that. It's just once in a while. That's what we saw now. It's not often. It's not often. So just click on. So we have it, and you can use this one to change your arrow. Then you are good. So then this one now can now bold it. You can bold there. And if somebody wants to do, maybe you understand this border. I expect some people to actually go ahead for them down, put this border on their own, put the thick border around it too. Right after that, then you can come here too for this total now, bold it, then put a tick border. So anybody that see it makes a lot of sense now that okay, this total, this is where calculation stops, right? So that's it. So some people didn't attempt this. The first person actually check his work did attempt this. So to solve this is very easy. Just because so we're actually getting part payment, percentage of part payments. We actually get it. We are not is a two-way question. We are not asking okay, what's the percentage of the amount remaining? We are only asking okay, what's the percentage of money that person? Okay, I'm owing Mr. Mike 1,000 naira, but I've paid 600 naira. Okay, how much is the percentage of this 600 naira that I've paid? So I want to get it out of 100%. How many have I paid? So it just simply is equals to this amount that I've paid over the total gbese. Let me just use that term. Mo jẹyàn ní 1,000, mo san 500. Èló mo san nínú owó yẹn? So it's just like èló ló san yẹn divided by iye gbogbo gbèsè tó jẹ, like total amount that you owe someone, total amount that you've paid divided by the total amount you pay someone. So by then you're able to get the percentage proportion of the amount that you've paid, then divided by this amount. So which shows that then come to this place, click your percent, which means I only paid 3% of 6,000. And see, it actually is actually right. So if you now want to do the other way round, right? You want to know, okay, how many percentage is now left for me now to balance? Okay, you pay 3% of the money there. That means you are owing 97%. Can easily come and is equals to one minus this value here to actually give us the remaining percent, because you know that it's 100% now. So if as a result that we are saying probability 1, 0.5, there is 0.5 minus 1, then you have your 0.5. Exactly what we did there. So that's what we did there. So easily can easily drag this place down. So if you like, you can still pull border around. So this one is telling us 100. I intentionally put this here so that we can use it to cross check what we've done. So which means that you are owing 3,000 and you've paid how much? You've paid 3,000, which means what's the percentage of payment that you've paid 100,000 because you've completed your money. You are not owing any money again. That's actually why I did that like that. So this place, I said we should show date slightly because sometimes when you are presenting, your data might need to let people know that okay, Friday on the 23rd, Friday, February. So I intentionally put this date. So this is a demo here. So we have to replicate this down here. So what we can just do easily is, so this value here, can I just copy this value here? I don't know style we might have used. Copy this value here, then come to your format, right? Click here, go to format cell. Then let's see the style that I use here. Friday. Okay, this is the style here. This just sticks, right? That's just the solution. We just did it, right? So that's it. So for this style now again, let's copy this. Let's copy this. Let's copy this now. Then right click again. Let's go to format cell. So let's see the type of day we have 3 February. So we keep scrolling down. It keeps going down. I think it should be something like this. It should be something like this. Then click OK. Then we have it. So that's just what I actually asked us to do. So this one I said reduce the. Do you have any question? Is it clear, please?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Can you please click that this recording and transcription is blocking the ribbon?
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you mean this place?
No, 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 no.
No. Sorry,
Yes.
Mr. Paul. The person just needs to close it on your own window. You just need to close it
Okay,
on your
from
own
my
window.
okay.
No,
I
from the
click.
person's
Okay,
window.
thank you. I've done that.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right,
Then
good.
secondly, the percentage you just did now, the part payments, you are very fast. You
Okay,
know,
okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Thank you for calling me. So let's take that again. And for those that didn't get it, so you want to know, let's say let's maybe you use this loan app now. For example, you borrow 100,000 naira now from a loan app. So let me put comma so that I can actually see it very well. You borrow 100,000 now from loan app. On January now, you pay 10,000 naira. So how much have you paid out of this your money? You are owing 100,000, but you paid what? How much? 10,000 naira from the money. That means you paid 10%. How do you know it's 10%? Is equals to total amount that you've paid. Total amount that you personally you've paid it is this amount 10,000 divided by the total amount that you are owing is this. This thing same to goes, then can come to this place and do percent. This thing same goes to if you are talking about market share. I just use this pay because I know like people borrow money on apps, so can easily get. You can actually maybe you are working on let's say maybe you are working on cost in a business now, or maybe sales value. Let's say total sales that entered for the week is 1 million now. 1 million. So let me use this value. So I can use here to know if I've entered 0 up to 1 million. Oh, sorry. This is what I wanted to click so that I can actually get it right. So this is 1 million now. So I can use this way to remove the 0. So we now have various departments. Department A contributed 300,000 to this money. So I can easily click this value. I've showed us before. So there's nothing that I'm doing that I've not done before. Department B contributed 400,000. So if I not want to be formatting it every time, I can drag it down like this. You can see. So any value that I'm entering here now automatically be formatted like then department C contributed 100,000. Okay, this 10,000. So let me add one more 0 here. We have 100,000. Department D let's see how much you have now. The 3,700. Okay, let's say this one now contributed 2,000, so it can be far. There is no time. 200,000 now. So now I want to know, okay, what's the percentage of this 300,000 to this 1 million that we are making? I don't know if somebody is getting what I'm trying to drive at. Total money that we made is 1 million,
Very
but
well.
want to know how many percent is it departments did they contribute for us to achieve this 1 million? So for us to do that, just like same is equals to department. How much the department bought? 300,000. Okay. Divided by how much is the total sales revenue that we generate? We can actually apply it to different scenario. Maybe total customer, one sales rep bought, customer agent bought. We just need to understand the concept. It might be maybe you are calculating how many customer each sales agent bought or customer onboarded or something. It's just the same techniques we use. You can see now I use the loan app here. Now I'm using sales here, which is more realistic too, right? So divided by a total revenue or total sales revenue, which is 1 million, then click OK. So which means this page now is not telling us that department A contributed 30% of this to it. Why department what's it called? Okay, sorry, I made a mistake here, right? We've not done this function, so that's why it will not go. I might need to write the formula one by one. When we start formula now, will show us. You notice this thing, though, when I start our formula, let me show you. You can see what happened. Immediately I drag it down. I can see that it's giving us wrong value. So when we are doing function, we'll talk about that. It's very key we talk about that before writing any function in Excel. Then divided by this value. You can see now 40% like that. Let me just stop like that so we can or let me finish it. Let me quickly finish it so that we can actually get right. We have this value here. Then we have 10%. Then this one will be 20%. This one should be 20%, so we won't waste time. So you can actually see that this thing was actually right because 400,000 is greater than 300,000. So this one is telling us that okay, department B actually contributed more. So if they want to give maybe best departments in the company, they can say, oh, department B is the reason why, because they brought largest money that we make in the year. This is how they got it. Just trying to have a practical scenario, right? I hope that answered your question, sir.
Yes, very well. Thank you.
All right, good. So this one, I said we should reduce the number to two decimal points. So just copy this value here and paste it here, right? Then highlight everything together. They'll come to this place. This is just all I ask us to do. That's all. I'm on 1019. We've not started today's class. So sort by value. Sort by value, which means you are sorting by this value. We are not sorting by name. Aminat is A, Deborah is D, but you want this 100,000 to be at the top, which means Deborah should be on the first row here. So what do we do is highlight this whole cell, come to this sort, come to custom sorts, sort by amount. You can see we can sort by name. If I sort by name now, we have Aminat at the top. Sort by amount. Then largest to the lowest, largest to the smallest, then click OK. You can see now we now have Deborah at the top. So that was actually what I said we should do. So this place, some people too didn't get here, right? So let's do it. Kindly validate this cell to reject value less than 5. So I like this cell here. Come to data here. Test validation. Come to this place. O number here. Is own number we are doing anything actually. I don't know, anything we just do minimum of what? See the question I said it should reject anything less than 5. That means minimum of 5. The maximum of maybe 100 or 1 million. 100. Then I click OK. So if I come here now, if I'm entering 1, 2, 3, you can see because I don't need to reject anything less than 5. And 3 that I'm typing inside it is what? Is less than 5. So if I type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. Actually stay what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What happened? So what's the issue? This cell should reject anything less than 5.
The maximum is 100.
Okay, this is what is happening. So this is the it should reject any value less than 4. Actually, we have many styles can actually do. It can count. We have done that can actually count the length. You want to count the length of text that is being put inside, but I don't know perspective that some people use, right? You can actually use the text. You want to count how many letters should be typed inside that word. So some people might use it that way. So we are right. So this one I said we should do for our country. So some people I saw they are this thing, they actually got it. So I'll just be doing the easier one is Oyo. put Oyo here. I don't know countries other country. Let's say maybe Kenya, so that some people on that country will say I'm being biased. Just click drop down here. Just click OK. Then with that, we've created the drop down here. So that's not just it. And you can have it on another sheet too. We'll be doing more of that soon. You can have your states. Let's say maybe you have it A, B, C here. Then you can come to this place now and say you want to pick from that sheet. Come to this data validation here. That station where you'll be working between sheet, that I'm actually need to be showing us on both sides because we're working with you. Click this arrow. You see this arrow that I'm clicking here. Click this arrow here. Come to this place. Then align this place. Assuming this place is our state, click drop down. Then click OK. So we click OK now. We see those values. So that's how to do drop down within sheet. So that's sorts down. Number 10 is using text column. Separate this words by using command. So align this place, come to text to column, using delimiter. Delimiter just means character using signs. We have fixed width. So I think I will show us that one too quickly. Comma is here. You see, immediately we use comma, it has separated them. Then click finish or click next. So already put that, actually put that place here. So this one is using space. I like this place too, but I didn't leave the output column. So come to this place next and use I like this one, use space here and see. So I use this place, I use this thing a lot here. Just click OK so I can shift it. I already shifted it here. So let me just change the color so that I can see the output. Actually, I'm supposed to have created the column there for us. So that's it, right? I said there is a value that I said one that is greater than 10, 100. Okay, this place. Yeah, so I missed this. Format only cell containing A. Come to this your conditional formatting. Text that contain, just come here. Text that contain A, just put A. You can see now, only Gbenga and Ayomide is being painted, right? So that's it. This one format any cell that is greater than 100. Some people went and do greater than 90. I saw everything. Actually, there is more we can do. I don't want us to play around. So can come here and say cell value greater than or equals to, this is what I expected us to come to, greater than or equals to 100. But some people went and do greater than 90. I saw it too. So can just put greater than or equals to 100. So if you click OK, format, I've taught you this one last time. You can come to this fill color and change maybe this color, change this color here to maybe white. I don't know much about color combination. But click OK. You can see now. You can see now. So anything greater than 100, that's when you'll be picking. So those of us that went ahead and do greater than 90, I hope we've learned something there. So this one, I said you should only show the data bar. Click, I select the cell, come to this place, data bar. I don't know which one we use, maybe this one, anyone. Data bar, this is what I'm expecting here, right? Click it. After, I said you should show you the data bar. I don't want the 120 or 90. Come to this place, come to manage rules, come to edit rules, then come to show bar only. Show bar only. You can actually change the color here. If you want to change the color, if you like to change color, you can actually change the color there. I can actually change the color, right? So click OK. Come here, click apply. So click OK or close. So you can see now we remove the color. So that's sorted that one too. Then I have this one. Okay, this one is I said we should apply filter to the data and just select this thing here. Come here and click your filter. So if people say, okay, I want to see only the sales in the north, I want to see only the sales in the south, I easily come here and say click here and click Ghana, then only see only Ghana. So you understand, right? Can actually have something like that. So I can actually use Ctrl+Shift+L to sort that. I can actually use Ctrl+Shift+L to sort that. All right. So I think that's all for the question. That's all for the practice question that we did last week. I hope you are good. Is that clear? If anybody has any question, because we are moving on to today's section already.
You take that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you take the this command stuff?
Command the data text to column, right?
Yes, text to column. Yeah.
Okay, so where we use this text to column, now sometimes like you can collect a form that might have first name and last name together, or maybe age and address. It's just a means of cleaning data. Where is the place? I think should be around there. So I can actually say, okay, because I filter, I think that's why. So let me clear filter here. So we have a place where people might log in data, maybe first name and last name together, and people are like, oh no, we can't be addressing first name. Just give us the first name, right? We'll be writing some function that we can even use it to extract word from the left. So that's the test before and test after. So let's say we have Joseph. I know I've spoken Mr. Joseph when I came. Those are those that came early. Mr. Michael. So let me just use them. And we have Adela. Sorry, you just made the class phone, right? So I want to separate this name. No. We don't want to say their full name. We only want their first name. Okay, separate the first name. Then come to your data here. Come to text to column. So this text to column here. Then can use delimiter. Delimiter just means like sign, like characters, maybe full stop, maybe hash, anything that is common. You can see this place now. They listed some things that are not here, but if what is common to all these cell highlighted, you can actually click others and type. Maybe it's hash, maybe it's F. You can actually type it here. It's going to separate them. Do we get it too? So since our own is space, I can check this. I don't need it. Just click space, then click OK. Then it's going to separate them out for us. That's it. And we can actually use another style, but that style is not actually often always. This fit to width. Click next. Then you have to come and drag your ruler yourself. Let's say we don't want to split by this name. You want to drag it by here. You can click here. This is how I want to set. Then click next and click finish. So it's going to separate it from there too, right? So that's it. And I expect some people too to use what's it called? This control E that we did.
Sorry,
That day
sir.
you
I'm
can
sorry for
see.
interrupting.
Yeah, control E, but yes.
I didn't see the last part you did where the first letter of the second name was separated. I'm sorry for drawing us back.
All right, no problem. Let's hand that. Coco is we got it. So come to this text to column, delimiter here. So like I'm just trying to expatiate more. We can have this place now is space that actually separated the first name and last name. Sometimes I have comma, you might have full stop. I think I used full stop. Okay, I used comma before. So
Yes.
I used comma before because comma is not here again. So you can have comma that is common to them. Just tell, okay, text to column. Anywhere you see this character, maybe symbol, maybe a, just separate them. You can have maybe dollar sign, you can have maybe hash or @ sign. Just type that symbol here. In case it's not comma or full stop that I use, just type it here. Then it's going to separate them. Then click next. Then click finish. Then it's going to separate them. And you can use the style that I told us that day to the AI in Excel. Control E. Just type the first one out. Paul. Click enter. Then press Control E. Then Control E will bring the remaining out for us itself, right? So various way of solving it, just find one that is efficient. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So good. Thank you. So we've spent a lot today. We have 30 minutes. How do we do now? Should we create another section for this function, or we should assume we've done function, or how do we do? Because we have a lot under Excel function to cover, and we've not done a lot. Right? How should we do it? Suggestion, or should we create another? Should we extend the section for Excel function, or we should assume whatever we do here, that's all for the Excel function. You can see the function I listed on the group. They are really much, and those are what we'll be dealing with in our day-to-day data analytics, right? So
Paul, I will suggest it is good. It is good when you visit those functions. Almost of those functions at times, when you are far away from using it.
What tends to so let me let somebody in. If you join early too, everybody is learning. Sorry, let me just allow this my. Which link is it? I can't see anybody that wants to join the meeting here. I can't see anybody that wants to join the meeting. I can't see here. I don't know which link is it joining. Sorry, let me just copy the link for this person. Sorry, don't be angry. Let's copy the link for this person. I don't know the link that is using. So please let's note if somebody is trying to join, so we can actually accept the so can actually accept this one. So we are attending to all those, ones that are right. So let's get into today's section. So I want to start with a very critical point when it comes to data analytics. When you're being given a data in an interview or maybe on the job, one thing first we need to understand it. What is this data about? What is this? Is this a sales data? Is it supermarket data? Is it patient data? Is it customer, or what kind of data is that data is? We need to understand, because that's how we're able to know what and what that we can actually do. So working with data is just like you want to attempt question in the exam hall. You don't just jump and be writing answer inside your exam without understanding. You should know what explain why this can. You should be able to understand what that lecturer is saying. Exactly too, when you are giving data too, try to understand the data. And how do you understand the data is check what the column A is talking about, check what column B is talking about. By the time you are using your mind to read that data, it will be connecting in your head. Okay, I think this sales data is deal with this. You are seeing the ship date, you are seeing other dates. You should be able to be connecting, okay, other dates. You are seeing other dates, you are seeing ship dates. Okay, you are not seeing ship mode, you are seeing customer ID, you are seeing country ID, you are seeing product ID, you are not seeing sales, you are seeing quantity, you are seeing discount, you are seeing profit. So by the time you are thinking about all this data in your head, it should actually be bringing out some meaning to us. Okay, I'm actually working on a sales data, I'm actually working on maybe company data, I'm actually a customer that opened the account. I'm also, so by the time you understand what this data is actually about, then you're able to know, okay, this is what and what I can do with this question now. So I can decide that, okay, I want to know sales by state, I want to know sales by region. Most of us must have been seeing dashboard on the per LinkedIn or anywhere or Facebook. Your manager or your interviewer, maybe at the point before we get a data role, they will not tell you that go and I want to know how many sales per region. No. They just give you this data and tell you, Mr. Michael, help us to analyze this data as a fleet manager. This is our fleet data. They might not even tell you what type of data it is. You know, maybe it's fuel data, maybe it's repair data, maybe it's driver salary data. You will not even know. But until you start out, still play around that data, that's when you're able to understand, okay, this is what this data is all about. There are times now understand that data, they can say, okay, I'm having ship mode, I'm having sales. So I can actually combine sales and can say, okay, let me see which of the ship mode has the highest sales. Or okay, I'm seeing quantity here now and I'm seeing products. Okay, I can now say, okay, let me see the product that people bought highest today. Let me see the product that sells more. Let me see the sales rate that brought customer more. Let me see the branch that brought in more sales. Maybe you are aiming at a bank setup. That's how you're able to get the sales insight from your data. Nobody will tell you, oh yeah, get me total sales for it. They will just give you data and analyze. It's when you analyze it, then you now build something, and your manager will now be telling you that, okay, please, okay, can you break this sales by maybe sales by region down? Can we know sales by area? Can we know sales by local government? It's because you've actually came up with something. If not, your manager will not tell you, this is what I expect you to do. No. We just give you the data because expecting you that as a professional, you should be able to know what is expected of you to do. And one way for us to do it is we need to understand what that data is all about. These dates here now, and we're having sales here. We can actually say, okay, which year did we have more sales? Which day did we sell more? Which month did you have higher sales? So can people tell us, we sell more yesterday. This week our sales drop compared to last week. It's because you are comparing your sales on the date and your sales together. That's when you can able to know what which day of the week or which month of the week actually has the highest sales. Nobody will tell you. They'll just give you data to analyze. Whereas this other ID now, you can actually use this other ID to compare, like, okay, which customer actually bought highest product from us? Maybe I deposited money in bank today, I deposited money in bank tomorrow, I deposited money in bank the next day. Now I want to calculate, okay, which of our customers actually visited us, or which customer actually patronized us more? Which truck actually came to the workshop highest? Every day is breaking down, they are fixing it. How many times has this truck visited the workshop. This is how we use it to know. We compare those data, but nobody will tell us except we sit down and understand that data, what that data is all about. And one thing another thing you can ask is always ask your company or your manager that where is the data source of this company. Ask questions. If this column is not clear to you, ask them, sir, please, what is the meaning of this column? What does it mean? Because this column might be very key to the report you are even building. But if you say that you don't want them to say, as a data analyst, if anything is not clear to you, ask questions and be bold. Ask your question with confidence, because they can't expect you to work on a data that you don't understand. You are not the one that generates the data. You make data in the business. So okay, thank you. I'm assuming that. So they cannot expect you to just perform magic and understand that okay, this is what you want to do. So anytime you see any area that is not clear, you ask, okay, is this discount, sir, are we subtracting it from these sales, or how do we get about the profit? They will give you okay, for this sales now, we've already subtracted the discount from it. You've not subtracted the discount from it. They will tell you what everything is all about, right? So first thing, like I said, understand the data first before you even start drawing your fine chart or fine chart board or anything. Understanding the data is very key. Is that clear? Did anybody has any question? So are we getting it?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So okay, good. So that's the basic things I think nobody will tell us. They will just give us data and analyze and be writing functions, right? It's very key we understand that aspect that I've showed us. It's very important. So next thing is we start writing some functions. And when you want to write function in Excel, we start by using what? Equals to send a signal to Excel, like attention, just a signal. It's just like maybe you want to start your motor, you put your key, you turn on the ignition. Okay, the motor will sense that okay, this my guy want to use me now. Let me on. That's what equals to does. Is a signal. Example of it now, if I do 2 + 3, you can see now it give me 5. Let's say I not use equals and I do 2 + 3 and I press 5. You can see now nothing happens. You can see the difference, right? So that's what it does. So for us to be able to move into data, I'll quickly rush us to what we call absolutes and relative referencing. Okay, let me type it full so that for those that will be watching it, referencing. So what that absolute referencing and relative referencing does is that a time whereby you notice when I was doing that percentage, I drag it down. It's giving me error. So I want to do same again here now. I want to do name, amount owing. I want to do it again so that I can actually get it well. Then part payments. Let's say school fees. Let's say school fees here. It can be sales and school fees. Let's say house rent. As a student now, you pay house rent to your landlord. So let's say this name is Sheon. I'm sorry, Sheon, if he's on the call. Let's say we have Akman. So we have 1,000 naira. Okay, let's say 10,000. We should try to be realistic. Then this one, 20,000 for school fees. Then house rent, 12,000 naira. Just for example. Then this one, 29. Let's say this one, 1,200. Okay, I already used it. Let's say it's 9,000 or 900. Fine. So now I want to know the total of that money. You can see if I come to the is equals to, I can click this cell, and when we are doing things in Excel, we are not actually dealing with the value we are seeing. We are actually talking to the cell that is holding that one 10,000 that we are seeing. So if I change anything inside this cell now, it will also change. See now, what I'm saying now is I'm telling Excel that some H5. Okay, what is my Excel will now come to H here. This is our column H. Then we'll come to this our row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will now go to the and now see this is our H5. Okay, sum H5. After summing H5, go to plus I5, which is this place. So if you change whatever value that is here now to, let's say maybe I change this place now to 90,000. This place is automatically what it will change, right? So if I now click this one, okay, I've gotten this value now, it's right. Then I want to get for Akman too. Total money that Akman spent too is, I'll just drag this place down. You can see now that we're now having what 20,000 now. See the value that we have here is what H5 and I5. But immediately I dragged it down. See what we're having from our H5 now and I5 now have what H6 and I6. It has changed. But let's say a situation whereby I have a constant value and I don't want this value to change. If you are dragging this cell, there will be a situation whereby we'll be writing, let's say we have warehouse A now. Warehouse A, we have repair, because I work as a fit and so I tend to use that. We have fuel. That's sometimes whereby we are calculating fuel repair for this warehouse. By the time we are dragging this, let's say we've gotten 40,000 here now. By the time we are dragging this value to the right, to the left now, we will not want this value of this warehouse as well to change. We always want this place to remain constant. So which means at the point of which we are calculating this value, we are going to lock this cell, which is what I will do now so that we're able to understand what I'm saying now. So I come here now and say, oh, H5, H6, no, I don't want to change the value. I can come here now and log this value here. Log this value here. See now, H5, I've locked it now. Then I come here and now drag it down. Can you see what we are having now? We are having 90,900. So which means this cell now is summing this cell 90 and 900 for us. That's why, because what I've logged this H5, which means that I told this Excel that okay, if I'm dragging this cell here downward, please don't change. You can see this I5 now, we have I5, but immediately I drag the I5 down, the I5 changes to what? I6. But because I've actually logged the first one, it will not change. The first one will not change. The first one still remain. You can see I5 where the first one was changing is not changing. So we use this value like when we have multiple warehouses. Let's say maybe we have warehouse A, B, C now. By the time we are writing sum if and count if, we try to see what I'm actually saying here. But it's always key that we understand it. Then I can start to log both of them. I can log this one too now and say I've logged the row and the column now. If I'm dragging this place down now, you can see now it's not giving us the same. It's not changing. It's giving us the same because what? I've logged it. I'm telling Excel now that this place should not change. Even I'm dragging the cell down. Unlike when we have if you're having 2, 3, okay, 2, 4, we're having 5, 6. Then I'm doing calculation is equals to this cell plus this cell. I'm doing like this, and I'm dragging this place down. You can see now this place, immediately I'm dragging it down here. It's actually giving us 10. But this place, I've logged it. It's giving us the same value because I told them that even though this cell is changing, it should not move with it. So we have two ways of doing this. This one that I did here now that we can see me locking the two values means I've logged the row and the column. And I already told her what the row and the column is. The column is this, where the row is this. So if you are seeing your dollar sign before, if you are seeing your dollar sign before the letter here, means we've logged the column here. If you are seeing your dollar sign with the numbers too, that means we've logged it on the row, which means that even though we drag this cell, it will not change. And let me prove it to us again. Let's come to this. Let me use this same example here. Let's say we have a value here. Sorry, let me just click. So we need to understand this absolute referencing and relative referencing so much when you are writing accounting. So let's say, for example, I want to know the total of this one, and I do here plus this value. You see now we have 110. Then I drag it to the left, to the right. Then we're having what? 12,900, which means this value we're having before is what? H5. But immediately I drag it to the right, we're having what? I5. You can see that we're having the same row number, but different column. I don't know, maybe we are trying to get what I'm trying to say. Unlike this place whereby if you drag down, your value will change. Let me highlight here so that you can compare it easily. This place now I've unlocking now. I drag it down. You can see now that this place now changed. See this place now we're having what? H5, I5. But immediately I drag down, we're having what? A6, I6, which means it's moving from H5, it's moving downward. Whereas this one now is now moving from H5, H6, then we're having what? I5, I6. So I hope we try to understand that this side now is moving by row, where this side now is moving by column. So if I don't want this cell to move, even though I'm dragging this thing to my left side, I don't want the value here to change. That means I will lock one of this cell here. I will lock the H here now. Everything has their own. So I lock the H now. So if I'm dragging this value now to my right now, you can see the result that we are getting now. Because this place, because I already put a sign here, is not allowing that H to change to I, which is where we have this value. So it's not summing this value for, it's still picking this 90,000 plus this one. This is the value that is summing for us because I locked the column. I did not allow it to what? To move to the right. I've actually locked. How did I lock it? By putting the dollar sign at the beginning. So we can play around this. We can decide to lock this this side now. Okay, let me use this example for us to see. I can lock this side now, H5. H5 here. I can lock this H5, only the 5 now. I can lock only the 5 now and press enter, which means immediately, because I'm putting this dollar sign in front of this 5 now, I'm telling Excel that okay, even though I'm dragging this cell down, you know, like this our 5 is row, this 5 should not change. You see now, if I drag this down now, you see now, we are still having the H5. But there are some situations whereby you will need to lock both row and column. An example is, let's say maybe they say there is a general increase of 10% across everybody's salary. You understand? And let's say maybe you put your 10% somewhere here now. You will not want this value to change now, because see for example now, let's say it's equals to this value here times this value here. You see now we're having what 10%. We're having 10% of this 1,200. Immediately I'm dragging this down now. You can see now we're having 0. Can you see? Because this value that we're having here that is L2, immediately I drag it down, it has changed to L3. By the time we check our L3, what is in L3? Nothing is in L3. You can see now. That's why it's always good that we understand how to do this absolute referencing and relative referencing. So if I assume I want to do this function, so I will not have any problem now. I will just plug this. I will just set it as constant. This L2, I will just put that constant. And why am I put that constant is because I might want to do my calculation 10%. My 10% might want to come downward like this, and my 10% again might want to go this side. So if I'm not unlocking the row, or I'm not locking both, immediately I change it to left, this value here now will move. So let's see what I'm saying now. Let me say I didn't lock this value L2 now. Let's say I didn't lock L2. Let's say I didn't lock it, and I press enter now. Then I come here now, then I drag it to the left. Can you see what you have now? Because I'm dragging it to there from L2 now, it has changed to what? It has changed to K5. It has changed to M2. Yeah, this place too, it has changed to N. So it's moved from here to here because I'm moving by column. So likewise, if I'm dragging it down too, it will be moving by what? By row. But if I don't want it to move at all, it's just good. But I lock this value here. Function key plus your F4, press it together. Then can easily now drag it down. So nothing will affect your data this way now. Even if you drag it to the right or you drag it to the left, your data will be saved, right? Maybe they say, okay, increase all the fuel by 1%, increase people's salary by 5%, and you don't want your whole data to be affected. Just lock the cell, right? That's just what the absolute and relative referencing does. I hope we got it right. Is that fine?
Please, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Yeah, what I want to ask is, you didn't really tell us which one is absolute or which one is relative.
Okay, I actually said it. So absolute is when you lock your row and you lock your column with this sign. With this now, this is absolute. But when we now talk of relative is now when you lock one of the column or the row, but you are not locking both. This one now, I can decide to have only 5. So this one now means what? I'm locking the column, which means this value will not move to the right, but I can still have something like this $5. So okay, let me use capital letter A. So this now, so that's these two now, they are relative. Why this one is absolute? Because I'm locking the row and column, but this one I'm locking the column, but I'm not locking the row. But this one I'm locking the row, I'm not locking the column. Is that fine? So like this percentage I did now, I'm locking it here now. I gave it a full referencing, which is absolute. But some of this one I did the calculation then. Where is it? I was doing that total then. I was dragging down this place. I was dragging down then. So that's just the absolute and relative referencing. Is that clear?
Yes,
Hello.
thank you.
Yes, very clear.
All right, thank you. So now let's move to practical side. Oh, my time is gone. No. So do you have any question? So you said I should give us enough time. So let me use that. It's only one function we did though. I hope we got it. You can see, right? I want us to properly actually understand it, right? I don't want us to rush it. Let's try to get it. So let's see. If you have any question, let our question come in. So we know that maybe we are done. So we know that it's absolute referencing that we do, because absolute referencing is a key function that we need. But at the time that I might want to get this customer, I might want to get his sales for product A, for product B, for product C, and still the same customer. So you need to lock this customer such that even if you are dragging your function to the left or to the right, this value here should not change. It should still be constant. So that's where absolute referencing comes in. If not, you'll be writing your function all over again, and it will delay the time that will be delivering reports to your guy. Imagine you have like 1,000 customers to run analysis from. So it's very crucial that we understand the absolute and relative referencing. So who has a question? Okay, go ahead, Mr. Oluwaseun Akinbebije.
All right, thank you. Good evening. I was trying to at least follow with the function, but it's not giving me actually what I wanted. So I would love you to take it again with the data you have here, 257, where we had a summation of 2 and 5, then
okay, this one, right?
Yes, because one, I think the dollar sign is expected to come before the row, right?
Dollar sign for the row. In this where we have a and 5, which one is our row? Which one is our column?
The row here is A.
That's where you miss it. A is column. This A here, this is where we have column. Where 5 is our row. That's what I'm saying. Like if you are locking 5 here now, if you are dragging down, it will not go down because you actually lock the 5, and 5 is speaking to the row. But if you actually lock the column, it will affect your data if you are dragging to the right. If you are dragging to the right. And example is this one. If I'm summing this value here, this one plus this value here, right? You see now we're having 6 now, which means what is summing F11 and F12. F11 and F. If I drag it to the right now, you can see now we're having what? 11. We're having 11, which means that it has changed to what? G11 and G12. So you can see now that it's only the column that changed here because we're having F11, F12. But because I drag it to the right now, we're having G11 and what? G12. So I can say like, okay, no. Even though if I'm moving from left to my right, I don't want my F11 to move. I want my F11 to be the same. What we just do then is that you don't need to use your full referencing. Your relative is okay. Just put your dollar sign in front of the F. You can see now. If I'm putting my dollar sign in front of them, I'm dragging it, and we not have the same value again. You can see now we are now having 8, which means it is summing F11 and G12, which means summing this value and this value together. I don't know if you understand now. So if you are not doing the downward, which is when I came to this side now. See now when I drag down now, we're having this place now we have F11 and G11. But this place now we're now having F12, G12. 12. I don't know, maybe you get the rule, and because we need actually to understand it. Like I've said, if you are calculating sales per customer on different products, you actually use the absolute referencing. I think Mr. Mike and Nadia must have seen something like this. By the time you be calculating cost per day, cost per week for maybe for truck, we have different column, but that warehouse will be stagnant. So you can even trace warehouse. You can trace a warehouse like this to his own details and say, okay, warehouse, say how much did you spend on fuel? Warehouse, still the same warehouse, say how much did you spend on repair? Still the same warehouse, say okay, how much did they make today? How many drivers were available? So still the same, but this place is not changing. So it's the work of this absolute reference, because by the time you create your function, you just drag it like this, then the whole data will populate. So this one is, if I want to log this one, I don't want it to change. I can easily pull my dollar in front of the value, shift FN F4, put my value here. You can see now I'm putting my value. I'm not putting it before the F. I'm putting it before the $, right? Let me see. Maybe somebody is trying to join in and see. Sorry, let's just try and see. Okay, it's nobody's trying to join. Nobody. Okay, so I can actually come here and put my value here. I put my value in front of this level now, which means that even though if I'm dragging this cell down now, this value should not change. So if you see the calculation now, we're now getting 8, which is now is summing this F11, which means because I already fixed this value here, that it should not change even though I'm coming down, because it's expected that immediately I'm coming down, this value to change. You can see that G11, we're having G11 here, but because I drag down, we now have G12. We now have G12 now, because I already dragged now. It's expected that cell values to change, but because I've restricted this F11 not to change, then the value did not change. So I hope that clears our doubts and our questions, sir.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Where has the question again? Where I'm giving room for enough. You said I'm an obedient child. You said I should give room for question and answer, right? It's only one function we did though. I just want us to get this absolute reference, because when we start building a data like this, we'll be using the absolute reference. I'll be asking us which cell should we lock, which cell we should not lock. So that's able to test our knowledge. So who has a question again before we call it a day? You've actually tried for today. So who has a question? No question again, right? All right. Thank you everyone for joining, right? So next week, what we'll be doing is we'll be trying to calculate, okay, how many customer bots, how many products were sold, okay, how many unique class do we have, right? So, Mr. Victor, I saw your hand up. Ask your question. Ask your question. Ask your question. Ask your question. Kindly unmute yourself and ask you. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, sorry, please. I actually joined the class late due to network issues.
Okay.
So actually, please, I understood just a few things. I know you're saying we just discuss only one function, which was the absolute and the relative referencing. So please, I would like to, can you just do just a brief recap of the absolute?
Okay. And referencing, right? Okay. So, yeah. All right, good. All right. So I hope that will be the last question that will be answered, so we can go and rest and practice it and play. Let's play around it when we are done, please. So when we talk of absolute referencing, is we use it to lock a cell, right? One of the places that we use it, let's say for example now, they want to increase staff salary. Oh yeah, give everybody 10% salary. Or Mr. Adeola is a fleet manager. You can tell them that, so we are changing our fuel kilometer per kilometer now. Maybe we are using 2 kilometers per kilometer. Then let's change it to 3 kilometers by. Let's change everything by 1%. So absolute and referencing comes in there. An example of it was when I cited an example here. So let me use this example. Please, I will share the WhatsApp group. Okay. But let me copy the link to the WhatsApp for us, so that we can all join. Let me copy. Hey, these people. Hey. People never even join. How do we do this thing? People not join. Let always join ahead the time more. Because once I've started the sections, it's always difficult for me to come to the chats and see those that have not joined. Right. Let's come in and join early. So for those that say they've not on the group, I've dropped the WhatsApp link. So let's join. So let's tackle Mr. Victor's question, and everybody should use the opportunity to learn. So this is an example. Let me clear here off. So let me clear all these ones off so that we can have a clean. Everybody that did not get it before, this is an opportunity for us. So let's say, for example, we have Shion housing fees 90,000. School fees is 90,000. Then house rent, let's say house rent is 12,000. Then total amount of Shion's money is what? Add here plus this one. Then immediately I dragged it down. We have what? Now it automatically calculated for Ackman, which is automatically the same thing Excel does, because immediately you click your Excel, you click the drop down, it's going to give you this value, because what? See the value that we have here before, we having what? H5, I5, but immediately I drag it down, what do we have? We now have H6, I6, which means what? We've moved row by row. We did not move by column. We are still within our H and I, but our value move from this place to this place, which means is leaving our H5. Please, where is the link? I just shared the link now. Please, can somebody let me copy the link I shared on the group so that those people can see it? So immediately I'm referencing this place, H5, and I'm dragging it down. The cell will change. Then immediately as it changes, then we have what? H6 and I6. So we are still within this value. But then let's say, for example, now we have a constant fee that we are paying house rent. Let's say, okay, our house rent constant is this. Thank you for that, Mr. John Titilo. Let's say our house rent fee now constantly for maybe you are a father, and I say, okay, in my house, so no student is collecting more than 90,000. I don't want to know how you do it. I don't want to know how many budgets they are bringing for your house rent. My own is constant 90,000. So what you do is come here. This particular cell, like we are going row, and I've told us that our ABC is the column. So and where our this 1, 2, 3 is the row. But I want such that if I drag this place down, it should not move. It should not move from H5 to H6, which means what? I'm moving by row. I'm leaving from H5 to H6. So I don't want to move by that. I can use relative referencing here. Just put my dollar sign in form of the number here. And click OK. You see now, I've actually logged this place now, such that even though if I'm bringing this value down, it will not change. You can see now having 90,000, which means it's turning this cell and this cell together. That's how we're able to get what? 90,900. I don't know if you are following what I'm saying. I have this particular cell H5. It has been frozen, so that even though this cell is expected to change, but I said no. Even though this cell is supposed to change, it should not change, because if you notice this one, we're having I5 here, but by the time I brought it down, we're now having I6. I've logged it. So if let's say, for example, now I now log the second one too, this one too, I put the dollar sign in front of this one too now. Then I press enter now. Then I have this. You can see now, which means what? I have logged both the rows not to change, even though the value is wrong, because it's expected some, but this is what is still summing for us here. These are the two values because I've logged them. So I only logged only the row, which is what? Don't move from 5 to 6. That's what I did here. And if let's now try from column. Let's now say, for example, now I want to calculate the total amount on school fees is equals to this cell. Sorry, it's the question that actually kept us up to this time. I don't want to take much of our time. And this cell now, then I click enter. Then we have what? How much? 110,000 naira. We have 110,000 naira now. If I drag this cell to the right now, you see what we have now. You can see now. Which means what? See what we're having before. We're having what? H5, H6. But immediately I drag it to the left. What are we having? Let's see what we're having now. We're now having what? I5, I6, which means it has moved from this our H to this our I. So let's say, for example, now you don't want maybe any value out of it to move. Just come to this place now. Column, we are dealing with column now. I'll put the dollar sign in front of the alphabet itself, in front of the alphabet, in front of the percent. I can see I didn't put the dollar sign in front of the 5. You can see, because I'm not dealing with row. Row will always come by this our total side. While column will always come from your left to your right, or your right to your left, depends on how you are dragging. Then if I try to drag this thing now to the right now, see what we are having now, 90,900, which means what? This place is not changing. See now, this place is supposed to move from 8586. It's supposed to move to what? I5, I6, but still we are still having our words. We are still having our 85, I6, which means we are summing this value and this value together. So once you, like somebody asked the question, you can lock your row based on whatever calculation that you want to do. You can lock your column based on whatever calculation we want to do. And you can lock both row and column based on whatever calculation you want to. And I've cited an example is when you want to increase maybe salary across board, you will need to lock the row and column, because there will be situation whereby you might have a warehouse A, you might have a warehouse B, you might have maybe repair. Yes, you might have maybe repair here, you might have maybe fuel, you might have maybe a fuel report here or something, right? And you want to calculate warehouse, say you want to calculate the repair for it, maybe 20,000. Still this file, let's say 5 just for example, and this same warehouse, say you know that you'll be moving whatever function that you use to give you your repair, which will still be writing. You will just drag it like this so that it can give you your what, the amount for fuel. But you don't want this value from your L5. This value belongs to L5. We don't want, because you move this value now, because immediately you move any value from SZ, your L5 too will want to move. But because you don't want it to move, you need to lock this place. It should not move. Don't jump from L5 to M5, right? So that's just where our relative and absolute referencing, that's actually where it comes in. And if you want to log both row and column, just maybe when we have want to increase
Sorry, we can't hear you. Like you're muted. Hello.
I think it's network.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you muted before.
Oh, so oh, sorry. Thank you for calling my attention. So let's say, for example, want to change salary by 10% now. Because I'm increasing 10% here, you're giving me 10% of this 100,200 is 10,200. Because I'm not dragging it down, you can see now it's giving me 0, because my value here that 10% I'm multiplying with, it has changed from L2 now, because it now came here now, is now what, L3. So I might need to log this place. I need to log it completely, both right and left, because there may be a time I might want to calculate increase both on the left side. Let's say for fuel now, I might want to increase this repair by 10%, increase fuel by 10%. No, I'll be doing it by row and column now. I'll be dragging down for each warehouses, and I'll still be dragging down for each category, maybe sales, maybe discounts, whatever I want to do. We will still have to drag it to the left and right. So for this value 10% not to change from his box, we need to lock it towards both row and both and column. And by the time we are locking the row and we are locking the column, that's when we are doing something like this, absolute referencing. But if you are locking one of the two, that's when we are doing relative referencing. I hope that answered the question.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So we meet next week, everyone, right? Like I've given us an heads up. So we're working with this data. We're trying to see how many customer, how many sales. This is the data, and I want to know which region makes the highest sales. So those were the things we'll be dealing with next section, right? So let's see next week. Thank you everyone for joining, and let's join early, please. So if you're having issue with trouble logging, I can actually see my WhatsApp and and reply and assist us. But once the class has started, it's always difficult. Those that have not joined the group, I hope we'll join the group. The WhatsApp link has been shared. Yeah, thank you, everyone. We meet next week. Let's try to work around this. If you're having a mix-up, actually call me. I'll attend to us. Thank you, everyone. Let's have